if you are asked in one of the assignment to upload parts files, so in that case you need to click on the assignment, then click on the browse my computer button, and then simply you can choose all the files needed to be submitted and click on open. This way you will find both of the files are attached here. Then you can click submit. The way for submitting these two files is by putting them in one folder and then compress that folder and then upload the compressed folder. So let's try to make a new folder. Let us call it week number 1. Then I will choose the two files together and then I will put them in the folder. Then after that you right click on the folder and in the 7zip program you come here and press into add to week number 1.zip. This way this compressed folder now is converted to a file and you can upload the file to the Blackboard directly. But please make sure that the file has a suitable size for the files inside of it. Okay, now you can go for the Blackboard, click on browse my computers, and then you can simply just select the compressed folder, which is .zip. This way you have submitted your files. Mention one mistake that many students do while they are submitting a compressed file. It will happen like that. This is the folder which contains the two files that we need to submit to the assignment, which is module 2A and module 2B. If I open, you'll find the two modules. But the issue is that these two modules now are open in SolidWorks. They are well saved and everything, but they are just open here in SolidWorks. So in this case, if you try to compress the folder while the files inside of it are open, this might cause a problem. So let us check and try to do that. So this is the folder. I will go outside of the folder. Then I will try to compress it. Add to week 1.zip. When you do that, he will compress it, the computer, but this message will appear. Most of the students who do this mistake, they just ignore this message and say close. So in that case, you have your compressed file, which is week 1.zip. But if you look carefully before you upload this file, you will find that the size of this file is what? Is only 1 kilobyte, which means there is nothing in that file. So this one is a very big mistake. You need to take care and look at the size of the file before you upload it. The first thing. The second thing is that you need to make sure that when you compress the folder, that the SolidWorks files are not open in the SolidWorks. In case you needed to upload a drawing file, usually when we have a drawing file like this example, for example, this is module 2A and this is a drawing file for module 2A. So we have generated this module 2A drawings from this model, 3D model. So in that case, we cannot separate or we cannot submit only the drawing because this drawing is attached to this model or 3D file. Okay, let us see the files in the SolidWorks. So this is the model or the drawing file for this model, and This is the 3D model for the same drawing, which is module 2A. So in that case, you have to submit both files together. And uploading both files separately is not a good choice. You have to put them in one folder, and then you need to compress the folder. So you need to make sure that you close the files in the SolidWorks after you save them, like this. And then also you close the drawing. Both of them should be closed in the SolidWorks. After that, you come to the folder where you have both of them together. I am putting it here in this folder with the name of drawing. But make sure that inside that folder you have the 3D file and the drawing file. Then you can compress it. And now you have the compressed file, which is drawing.zip, and here you can notice that we have a good size relative to the size of the files that we have. This file now is like ready to be uploaded in the assignment. In some cases, you might be asked to upload an assembly file. Like here in this example, we have this assembly file for an internal combustion engine. So this internal combustion engine actually consists of about 6 parts, but this list of parts here in the assembly file, because some of them are repeated, like we have 4 cylinders, we have 4 of these parts and 4 from these pins and so on. So this is the assembly for the engine. Now, in case you want to submit some file like that, again the same situation of the drawing. The assembly file itself is attached to all parts file used in that assembly. So let us check the folders containing the parts. So here this is the assembly file, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts which are used in this assembly. So you cannot submit only the assembly file, because if I download it as an instructor from the blackboard, I cannot open it without its like components like these files. So in case of submitting assembly files, you have to put all of them in one folder, compress that folder the same as in the drawings, and then you upload the compressed file. But to do that, you need to make sure that there is no file opened inside the SolidWorks. So first you close after you save everything in the SolidWorks. In this case, I'm not going to save because it is already in good state. I just changed some positions. And then you can all the parts in the folder, and then you can compress this folder. Assembly, and then ZIP. And by the way, there are 2 programs. Maybe you have some other program to compress. All of them will work. All of them, the instructor can like open the files and see the components inside the file. Add to assembly.zip, and now you can see that this is the files and it has a good size. Make sure that you have a good size here, and then upload the file into the assignment. Now one last check that you need to do is, before you upload the files, just try to open them again. Like in this case, I'm going to right click and I say or ask to extract it to assembly, for example. So we'll extract all the files inside of it to one file here. Let me say yes, in this case, yes to all. So actually he will try to put them in the same folder that I have here, which is this assembly. And then open the file and make sure that it is working before you upload it. This is just one last check before you upload the files.